Hello, everybody. Thank you for putting up with technical difficulties one more time. We're here. We're good. Today is our last time formally doing the first section, and hopefully you all will have an opportunity to continue to ask questions about the first section as we go through, because as I said before, every single movement in the first section reappears later on, with the exception of Handstrom salute. And we've done a lot of work on that. So I know you all have it. So very good. What we're going to do is just get a lot of practice in the form, and we're going to break as much down as we can so that you can self-correct. So I won't spend so much time looking at you as I will spend time helping you by having an opportunity to really see what's going on and to talk about what's going on. We haven't called the individual moves in a long time, so that's what we're going to try to do. So let's just run through it first, and I'm just going to call the names of the moves to start with. Prepare, opening, left ward off, right ward off, roll back, press, push, single whip, raise hands and step forward. White crane spreads its wings. Left brush knee and push. Hand strums the lute. Left brush knee and push. Right brush knee and push. Left brush knee and push. Hand strums the lute. Left brush knee and push. Step up, parry, block, and punch. Apparent closing up. Cross hands. Closing. Standing up, sort of present your arms, put those end caps on, pushing down like at the beginning. Finish, hands at your side. That's what you would do. Oh, my battery is running low. Hang on 1 second. Evidently, I failed to plug in. All right. My apologies. Welcome. Those of you who haven't said welcome to yet. Nice to see you. Very nice to see you. So does anyone have after that a particular place that you want to go over?
I would kind of like to do the whole thing again, if possible.
All right, let's do the whole thing again. That's a great idea. We'll do the whole thing again. I'd like to also do the whole thing again at the end after we've done that, and then we'll work on particular ones, but I want to go through some of them in particular for folks. All right, let's do it again. Do you want to do it in that same direction? All right. Prepare. Opening. Left ward off. Right ward off. Roll back. Press. Push. Single whip. Raise hands and step forward. White crane spreads its wings. Left brush knee and push. Hand strums the lute. Left brush knee and push. Right brush knee and push. Left brush knee and push. Hand strums the lute. Left brush knee and push. Step up, parry, lock, and punch. Apparent closing up. Cross hands. Closing, standing up, arms separate, palms up, put those end caps on and push down like you're pushing that ball through water. Be very erect. And finish. Arms by your side. Thank you for suggesting that. It's very nice to do it twice because the first time's always like, the second time you start to say, oh yeah, and this is what I do and don't know and all that. So if anyone has a particular spot, we can start there. I also want to do a little bit on grass bird's tail today, and anything else that you want to do, we'll go through. Anything else? All right, let's actually go through grass the bird's tail. Although, you know, we did a lot on that early on, but we haven't really revisited. We know a lot more now, right? Than we did when we started that. So what I would like to do is start us from this position where we're ready to open. Well, actually, when we finished opening, so we're pushing down. And let's just go through the very first move. We're going to go through left ward off. Go through it slowly, shifting left, turning out right. Notice my hands turned with my body and my elbows pointed back. You see that? My right elbow? Then we're going to shift our weight right. And as we do, remember, we sit. We sit and we push a button. Nice. Close our arms in step. This is a bow step. Now that left arm, big bird, it's going to pull it up. The right arm's going to take care of its tail, right? And we're going to turn to the corner as we shift our weight forward. That left hand, those fingertips are pointing towards the side of the room. One more time, a little faster. From pushing down, shift to the left, turning out to the right, all of our weight right, sit, press a button. Close step, that's a bow step. Raise that bird. Your chest is towards the corner. Your gaze is towards the side of the room and your fingertips are pointing towards it. Your fingertips of your left hand. Your right hand is in a sort of push position, except your tiger's mouth, that open part, is pointing towards the middle forearm because it's just come down. And one more time at speed. We've come down and push, the end of opening, shifting left, turning out to the right, all of our weight right, sit, close, step, turn to the corner, raise that bird, stroke its tail. You're in a left bow step. Might take a look at that, make sure your shoulder width apart, and your right knee is bent. But you are standing very erect, kind of like you would in single whip. Not like you would in our next move. Let's go on to right ward off. We're gonna bend that right knee, shifting our weight a little to the right and turn our body a quarter of a turn. That's all we're gonna do. Then we're gonna rotate that left arm into a grab pull as we shift our weight left. Look at what that right arm just did. That right arm changed, so it's more of this ward off arm. All our weights to the left. Close your arms part way. You wouldn't stop here. Everything's at center, including that right foot. Then out it goes for a bow step as you finish closing your arms. You're grabbing somebody's arm with your left hand. You are not gonna turn much now. You're just a little bit to the left corner, but almost just not really all the way to the left corner. It's kind of, your chest is to the left corner a little bit, but not fully. So let's do those two together. And from pushing down to the left, turn out to the right, all our weight right, sit, push the button, close our arms and step, raise that big bird. Here we go. Shift to the right, turn to the right, quarter turn, all our weight left, grab, pull with that left hand, close, step, small bird on that right arm, stroke its tail. You're looking at the side of the room. Roll back. Arms rotate as we turn our upper body only and sort of push out with that right hand. It's very sitting. The left hand is palm up. You could kind of read notes you wrote on it, and it's pointing towards your middle forearm. You're not compressed. You're open. I realize I'm doing this in a direction that's hard for you to see and do. Then we are going to shift our weight back. As we do simultaneously, we're straightening the right leg and we're swinging the upper body to the left. Notice that there still needs to be weight on your front right foot. Still needs to be weight on your front right foot. So you have to tilt a little bit your upper torso towards your front right foot. Let's put our weight back on that front right foot. And can you just make the bird perch? Put your hand here, your other hand here, end of right word off, and do that again. Turning to the right, rotating our arms. That's a pushing out hand there on that right side. And hold those positions of your arms and just come back, but swing your upper body so that both coming back and swinging to the side arrive at the same time. That's your goal. Let's do all of those together. From pushing down, shift to the left, turn out to the right, all our weight to the right, sit, press a button, close, step, and turn to the corner, raise that big bird. Stand very erect. And right ward off, shift to the right, turn all the way back with your weight, grab, pull, close our arms, step for that bow step with your right foot and small bird. Roll back, arms rotating, body turning towards the right corner and turn back as you rotate your upper body to the other, swinging to the other corner. What's next? We're gonna turn back. Remember that? Turn back. Turn back, and that right arm is gonna sort of keep it circling, flying around. The left arm is rotating until you've compressed your body shape and you can push on the center of your right forearm. You're like a spring loaded and you just expand out as you push your weight forward. We can practice those two again. Left hand comes down, the end of right ward off, and roll back. Rotating to the corner, pushing out and turning that upper body, swinging as you go back. Then turning your upper body back to the front. Those arms come in and press out. One more time. From right ward off. Roll back. Here comes press. Right arm comes around and left arm rotates, and oh, you expand out as you come forward. Push, opening our arms, coming back over that ball, pushing up the diagonal as you come forward. Let's do all of those, starting here. Let's start from opening. So let's start from prepare. Opening. Left ward off. Right ward off. Roll back. Press. Push.
Can I
And
just ask, are the,
yes, please.
are the hips staying exactly in the same place throughout that entire section part that you did?
I don't know what you mean by staying in exactly the same place.
Well, you said turn, and then at one point you clarified upper body turn. Is it only the upper body that's turning throughout this?
Sometimes it's our whole body, and sometimes it's our upper body. So here, as an example, we shift to the left, we turn out to the right, you know, we do this, right? Then right here, we're actually really changing direction. We're going to go from a bow step in this direction to a bow step in the other direction. So we shift, and our whole body, what it feels like though, is that you do it bit by bit. When you say, I mean, we're opening and closing our hips, and then we're standing on them. So let's see how I can explain that. So we're like this, and we shift back and turn, right? Then, and when we do, how do I say, this part, as we come back, this, as we turn, this part sort of closes, much like your arm, your shoulder would close. So you're here, you shift back, and you're going to make a turn. So this closes, but you haven't really turned your other hip hasn't moved yet. But when you release this hip, watch what happens to this hip. It turns. And then you actually step in. I mean, you actually let the foot come to neutral, and you stay level. I'm not staying very level at the moment because I'm trying to show you a bunch of stuff. And then you step out. Does that answer your question? So at that point, you're turning your whole body, but it's again done piece by piece.
Sorry, I meant the part that you were rehearsing. It was just from It was from small bird.
Oh, from small bird. And you wanted to know, okay, so if I understand, so from here, when I come back like this, you are just going forward and back here. There's a real tendency for people to want to like move their whole weight over to one of the sides, but that's what's happening. Now, when you do, and you make this turn, you're also going to feel, again, when you go back and forth, you're going to feel some opening and closing here. There's like more room than like the upper part of you, but basically your tail is still going back, but if you look at it from one angle, it will look like your hip has moved a little bit. I don't know if I'm answering your question. But you want to keep, here's a good tip for everybody. I'm going to do roll back from here. You want to keep your center line. So it looks like I've swung my hip here, but look, if I dropped a chain from the center of my back, right? It would be centered. It would be centered. So even though it kind of, when I do this, it kind of looks like my shirt is turning. My shirt is turning. But if you look at the center of my back, it's right between these two lines. And when we move forward and when we move back, unless we're doing something like right brush knee to left brush knee or something like that, we're keeping the weight shared in this bow step between the 2 feet. We don't have to move our Tai Chi pole all the way. The Tai Chi pole is continuing to be along this center line, even when we turn the upper body. Okay, that's different, just to clarify, that's different if we were doing a brush knee and we do that thing where we go from brush knee to brush knee, then we have to go stand in the corner, right? And then put our foot out again. And then move. So we actually move over here and then move back to center in that. But in rollback, we are coming, I know what it looks like, but actually the center of me is right here. It's like an optical illusion because my upper body is turned.
So this is a waist turn for rollback?
It's a way. The thing you have to, we're really getting in deep here. The thing you have to realize is that everywhere you're doing almost anything, something is also happening right here. But we don't call, that's an opening and closing of your qua. So so here is sort of different from here. Right? I mean, that the hips are moving. I don't mean to say they aren't. I don't know, that the hips move, right? One is more forward than the other. But what's key is that when you move the hips, you don't do this, right? And move your Tai Chi pole, right? So we don't talk about very often about turning your hips. Sometimes I'll say swing your tail, and that really means, move your tail, right? So So when we talk about moving the waist, that's up here, moving the torso, that's usually up here. But I'm going to have to get back to you on some of this to say it a little better. But when you go back in a bow step and when you go forward, yes, your hips turn. So you could say if you, I don't know, if you put something above your, a tray right above your hips, right? That tray is turning a little, right? You can kind of feel that happen. But that's different from a real turn. And look at where the center of my body is, right here, right? I want to keep that centered. And in order to keep that centered, there's some opening and closing happening here. Okay, so just as long as you're not doing this, right? Don't want to do that.
So
So
the hips rotate slightly around the axis of the Tai Chi pole, which remains in the center.
that would work, yes.
Okay.
And they have to, because yes.
Yeah.
That would be one. I mean, it depends on how you define hip, and we don't use that term much in Tai Chi, so I'm
I guess
trying.
your pelvic bone, I guess, your pelvic girdle, I guess.
Yeah, and I'm not an anatomist, but I also know there's joints there. So it's like, yeah, you wouldn't think, but there are. So it's there's a lot going on there. So in rollback, as an example, we're going back straight. But yes, because you go back, one of them is still hooked up here towards the front, and one of them is now hooked. And when you come forward, it changes some, right? It changes sort of the platter they're on has moved, but as you say, the center of the Tai Chi pole has. That's a very nice way to put it, Erlen. Thank you. That helps. I've never gotten that question quite before. How about grasp the bird's tail? How are we feeling about grasp the bird's tail?
I actually have a question right off of the end of rollback.
Yes.
Because I always never really know how, oh no, I'm sorry. It isn't the end of rollback. It's the end of right ward off.
Yes.
I never really know, before this hand pulls in, what is the line of movement for it before it comes?
So from left ward off to right ward off?
Yeah, right ward off, the left hand and right ward off. I'm never really sure what the line of movement is for it.
Okay, so I'm going to try to do it from here so you can watch, right? Because you never get to see it this way. So I'm here. I'm going to shift my weight partly to the back and onto my left heel and just turn. So you want to do right ward off, right? Yes. Now I'm going to bend the elbow. We don't tend to talk about that. Bend the left elbow, but not really move the upper part of my arm. And I'm going to rotate my forearm as I shift my weight all the way to that side. Then I'm going to bring these hands in. I'll show it to you from the front in a minute. And close step. And it's a close. You see how this one's down here and this one's up here. Root with my right foot in a bow step. And then as I move forward, we grasp the tail. I'll show it to you from here again, a little faster, shifting to the right. Oh, wait, left grab, pull with that left hand, close step. Don't lose your balance like I did. And that's what you're doing.
Can you do it facing forward? I'm gonna watch the left hand again. No,
From
I mean,
here?
like directly facing, like, I mean, that way, with your feet in a bow step facing the camera. That way, yeah.
Again, oh, okay, so
Yeah,
what I
thank you.
just did, right?
Oh, did you? Oh,
I did, but I'm gonna do it this way. Maybe that will help. Okay, here, because I think you're gonna be able to see it better. Here. Here. Here.
okay.
I'm sorry, I'm wearing white and there's too much light in here. It's hard to
No,
see this hand.
That's fine. I didn't ever realize that the arm just really doesn't go very far. It's just like a ward off and then you come back in. It just doesn't go far out or anything like that.
Right, I'm going to show you one more time because this repeats a lot. All right, let's see. Yeah, yeah, that's where we want it to be. That's where we want it to be. Here, here. It feels like it comes just past your shoulder. On my camera, it looks like it's further than that, but just like my thumb is just touching my shoulder in a way. And then close step. Up, down. That help?
Yeah, and it almost looks like your left arm now, after you pull it in, you almost don't even have to bend it or anything. As you move forward, it just drops. It's kind of like stays exactly.
Yes, yes, yes. You just have this feeling that you're moving forward. Yes, it just, I'm not going to say something that you're not doing something, but that's the feel of it. It's so smooth that it just, yeah.
Okay, great.
All
Thank
right,
you.
so you can look at that. All right. So we've looked at grasp the bird's tail again. Does anyone have any other questions about grasp the bird's tail? Important move because actually next time, especially that rollback, because next time or the time after, we'll see. The next time we're going to get to being introduced to something that's very similar to grasp the bird's tail, where rollback is a little different. So I wanted you to really have this one, right? So now you have it again, right? All right. Any other questions on this part? All right. Well, let's go on. We have a little time to go on. I really want to practice at the end as well. So let's go on, because where are we at? Push, right? At push. And I'll just call out, we'll do a slow and sure single whip. So here we are at push. Feel the push, feel grounded, good bow step, good body position. And shifting back, flatten your hands. Start to turn, pull, throw them in the corner. Right foot is at the corner. Your arms continue to kind of circle around. As you come back, you're pushing down, sort of coming back on the diagonal, pushing down in front. You turn your upper body, make a hook, step windshield wiper, deflect and strike as you move forward. Taking a look at our final position, we should be in a bow step. We've tucked this hip so that we are very erect, like in left ward off. We've aimed this hook, the top part of our hand, for the neck of our opponent, who is our height. So I have a tendency to sometimes do it too high, and it may look too high on that camera, but it should be at your neck height. You should be looking determinedly through the tiger's mouth of your left hand when you're done. We're also going to do single whip a number of times as we go through the form. So let's get into push, right foot forward, single whip, shifting back, hands flatten. You're shifting all the way back and you turn on your Tai Chi pole. Throw them in the corner, arms continue to circle, fingertips point at each other and press down. And windshield wiper, step, moving forward, deflect and strike. You are not like this, you are like this. And at speed, single whip, hands flatten, throw them in the corner, circling, pushing down, make a hook, windshield wiper, deflect and strike. The final positions look pretty good. Good job. Any questions? All right. I want to do the whole first section twice. Are you up for that? All right. And that doesn't mean you can't have questions about any of the rest of it, right? Next time, the time after, whenever. But let's just do it and let's just enjoy it. All right. Prepare. Opening, arms rotating, drifting up and pushing down like you're pushing a ball through water. Left ward off, shifting left, turning out right, all your weight right, sink, press a button, close, step, turn to the right, raise that left hand and bird. Right ward off, shifting right, turning to the right. All your weight left, grab, pull, close, step, and small bird on your arm. Pat its tail and roll back. Arms rotate to the corner and shift back as you swing left. Reeling them in as you turn back in front of you and push out. Arms separate. Back over the ball for push. Up the diagonal. Shifting back, hands flatten, you grab, you pull, throw them in the corner. Arms continue to circle, you're coming back and make your hook, windshield wiper step, deflect and strike as you move forward. Raise hands, step forward, shifting back, turning right, all your weight left. Hands up, circling in and right empty step. White crane, pulling down. And stepping, looking, shifting our weight. Right arm up, left arm down. Left empty bow touch. Left brush knee and push. Drop your elbow, look at your palm, swing that right arm, left arm coming over, step. Polish the table and strike. Hand strums the lute, yield as you come forward, bring that back foot in, push with the front foot, heel touch, strum the lute. Left brush knee, swing, step for a bow step, Polish the table and strike. Right brush knee, left arm comes up, arms to center. Right arm over, left arm swing, step. Polish the table and strike. And left brush knee. One more time. Stand in the corner, swing, step. Polish the table and strike. Hands, thumbs from salute. Coming back. Heel touch, strum. One more. Left brush knee. Polish that table. Is your right hand at your shoulder and turn and strike. Step up, parry, block, and punch. Left hand rises. Hands come to center like before. Both arms circle down. Make that fist stepping through one line, two sides. Bringing your arms to the front. Stand and turn. Block. Coming through. Punch. Apparent closing up. Yield, give way, little turn to the left. Arms rotate, then come back and cross. Right arm opens, coming back. Arms separate and then turn to push. Push up the diagonal. Cross hands, starting to shift back. Make a triangle, swing, chop, go right through whatever you're chopping, shifting weight, bringing that foot in, crossing your arms. The right arm is closest to your body, but as you come up, it ends up on the outside. And present your arms to someone, palm up. Nice little rotation to put the end caps on and push down like pushing a ball through the water. That's closing. And arms at our sides. And I believe we have time for one more. Shall we do it? All right. Prepare. Opening. Left ward off. Right ward off. Roll back. Press. Push. Single whip. Raise hands and step forward. White crane spreads its wings. Left brush knee and push. Hand strums the lute. Left brush knee and push. Right brush knee and push. Left, brush knee and push. Hand strums the lute. Left, brush knee and push. Step up, parry, block, and punch. Apparent closing up. Cross hands. Closing. Thank you all. No class next week. It's July 4th, holiday in the United States. And we will start section 2 the following week on the, whatever it is, on the 11th. So good work. Really phenomenal. I know I've said that about you folks before. You can't get it all in the first run through, and you folks made a valiant effort to do just that. So it's just amazing. So thank you.